Well, it has to be, for moms, one of the craziest, messiest, most disorganized times of year. Now that you've sent the kids back to school, do you need to get organized and corral all the clutter? Our next guest is here, and she promises to help us do that. She is Debbie Lillard, and she's written several books about organization, including her latest, Absolutely Organize Your Family. And she has some simple tips to help you and your family stay organized throughout the school year. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here, just in time.
Thanks for having me. Yes. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because we send them off to school, we pack up their school bags, and then we have to deal with all the clutter that comes home from school every day. So,
right.
You know, it's all that paperwork, it's the artwork they come home with. So my first tip is you've got to deal with it every day. Otherwise, you know, it's going to back up. You're going to have a bin like this to deal with on Saturday. In my house, we have a designated spot where I tell the kids, put all your papers from school, and when they're sitting down to do their homework, that's when I do my homework. I go through the papers, and of course, anything that you can do right away. Fill out the form, write the check, send it right back with the kids in their files.
You make a good point. When they get home, it's sometimes really chaotic, and if you don't handle it now and you say, I'll just deal with it later, there's not always a later.
Right.
It just piles up.
Right. And when I'm going through the paperwork, I divide it very simply into things I have to do, things I have to read, and things I have to file. And so, like I said, anything you can do real quick, do that. But sometimes they turn into projects. And what I love for paperwork are these Pile Smart folders. And you can label them on the bottom. You know, if you're on a committee for the school volunteering, you can put all the papers that have to do with that project in one folder, and then you pile them up. Yeah, Pile Smarts by Pendaflex. I love them for all my projects.
Now, what about all the artwork that comes home from school? We inevitably have our favorites, and you've made artwork that you really use in your home.
That's right. This belongs to my children, and there's many different options with what you can do with your artwork. First of all, you can display it, and I love this little hanging art gallery from Hearth Song. So this can go on the back of a bedroom door or on the wall in a playroom, and it's really colorful, and you get to display their art, and the kids love that. They're very proud of what they make. You can also get an easy plastic box frame from any arts and crafts store, very inexpensive, and again, put a little mat on it, becomes the family's artwork.
And you're right, the kids feel so proud of themselves. You liked it enough to hang it in the living room?
That's right.
It's on the fridge, they really feel good about it. So
that's right.
This solves a lot of problems and boosts their pride.
That's right. And also, you know, when they come home with the ceramics, I try to make practical use out of the ceramic products that my kids make. I have here a spoon rest, a little pinch pot that we use for rings by the kitchen sink. My daughter uses this one little one for just her little lip balms and lip glosses. Of course, this one we have cotton balls for the bathroom. So I try and see what room they match and then have a practical use. And again, the kids are proud that their stuff is throughout the house.
I think a lot of times we're afraid to really use it. Like, you really use that as your hot plate in the kitchen.
That's my hot plate,
I love it.
yes.
Your daughter must love that. And you say, finally, designate a space for keepsakes. Maybe they're not out in the open, but you need a place for them.
Right, right. Each of my children has a desk in their room, and we have a desk drawer that we call the memory box, or the memory drawer. And so all those ribbons and extra pictures and certificates that they get from school, we pile it in the drawer, and then in the summer we make scrapbooks. And we do them very simply, an inexpensive scrapbook. The kids help me decorate, and the whole goal is not to make it perfect, but just to get everything from that school year in their scrapbook so that you have a clear bin to start the next school year. And
you have 3 active children, 3 different schools, so you certainly speak from experience.
Yes, I do.
Debbie Lillard, thank you so much for joining us. The book is Absolutely Organize Your Family, and you've also written Absolutely Organized, and it seems like you certainly are.
Thank you, ladies. Well, as we mentioned earlier this week, NBC is focusing on a project called Education Nation, a multifaceted look